Hey guys, in this video today, I'd like to talk to you about limiting beliefs, how they hold us back, why they actually exist, and how we can begin to let them go. So what kind of beliefs am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the beliefs which are things like, I am not worthy or I am not good enough, or even beliefs about our relationships or about health, about career or finances. Maybe you have a belief about things, say about money. It could be that money is the root to all evil. It could be about relationships, but all men or all women do X, Y, Z. If we have that belief system, we're truly not going to be our potential. We're not going to really get the type of successes that we want and that we absolutely deserve. So the first thing I always like to do when it comes to letting go of beliefs is get clearer on them. And we've got to ask ourselves this very important question. Is the limiting belief that we experience actually our own? Sounds strange, right? But is the limiting belief that we experience actually our own belief system? You see, sometimes the beliefs can actually be passed down to us or imprinted on us at a very young age. It could be something that our mother or father actually told us at a very young age about money. Maybe it was their belief system about money which was transferred down to you. It could be about, say, eating. If, for example, in the generations before us, that your parents or grandparents were told that it's important to eat everything up on your plate because they did not know when the next meal was coming from, and then they pass that on to you, we can develop this unhealthy relationship about having to eat everything on the plate. And even if we know we're quite full, or even if we're putting lots on our plate, we're going to be unconsciously imprinted to eat up everything on that plate. Now, it can also be about our present situation as well. So it's not about just when we were younger, when we were very young, we just took things on uncritically. If we see examples around ourselves in our immediate connection or even in the world, and we think, well, that person did it, so it must be true. Or if that person believes it, it must be true for me too. But in reality, that is simply just someone else's belief system. And the very nature of understanding that our belief system may not be our own will actually cause you to begin to let it go, or at the very least, to begin to loosen it up so it doesn't actually have an effect on you. I mean, it's almost like shining a light on an illusionary belief system. We think, actually, this is not even mine. Now, the other thing is to consider, which kind of goes on to when we were maybe younger, if that belief was formed by then at a young age, we have to understand that we didn't have all the knowledge and wisdom as an adult to be able to make the best decision about ourselves or the world. We were probably under stress as well. So what we have to do there is consider as if we're speaking to our unconscious mind, saying, look, at the time we created that belief probably for the best of intentions. However, at that time it might have been right, it's no longer right for me. Here's the new belief system I'd like you to create, or this freedom, or whatever it is for you. It's almost like we're teaching our unconscious mind, which was caught maybe back then to create that belief, to create a new one. And it's onto that. So first of all, we've got to kind of communicate with ourselves with this belief system, or even the behaviors that we're doing, which we do not like. We've got to say, look, I appreciate that you're trying to do this, whatever that may be. It could be safety, so the positive intention. But I also understand that there's another way of keeping that safety by doing X, Y, Z. And then you're pre-teaching your mind and body that this is the new way of doing things. So the more you go on the inside, the more you're going to be able to change your results. Think about it like this. It's like you're educating a child. If there's like a blank, I've said this a few times, I think I've said it in other videos as well, but say behind me, you walk into the room and a child or your child has created a picture for you. And they painted this picture, but it so happens to be on the wall behind you. And you think, oh my goodness, it's my wall. I've got to repaint it. I've got to kind of get it back to where it was. But think about the child's intention, wanting to do something good for you, something beautiful for you. So the intention was good, but the behavior not so. So in the same way, we've got to communicate with ourselves as if it was a child, trying to do good things, but doing it in maybe not the best way. So as we think about that belief system that we only hold in our mind, as I said, it's subjective. It's not something which is real for everyone. So therefore, it's a construct of our mind, and therefore we can deconstruct it and retrain it to where we want it to be. Consider some alternative ways of acting and reacting, ultimately visualizing in your mind and carrying out scenarios of how you'd like to be different, pre-teaching your unconscious mind, actually, with all this reframing, with all this learning, there's another way of being safe. And that means a new belief system will start to blossom through. So I hope that helps you just kind of considering your belief systems. Ask the question, what belief do I have about myself which is stopping me achieve X, Y, Z, or having the most wonderful relationship or my health? When you begin to get that belief system, you can then begin to reframe it and see if it's really true. If it's not true, you'll start to reevaluate it. Or compare it to other scenarios, which means it cannot be completely true, honoring its intention, and then for you to consider and generate a new belief system that you'd like to have. Visualize that in your mind, pre-teaching your unconscious mind a new way of being in the world. So I hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon in an upcoming video. Many thanks and goodbye.